Hey guys, it's Chef Jason, your Ace Hardware grilling expert. I am excited for today's video because it is all about hot cocoa bombs. That's right, the grill expert is getting on the bandwagon, and we're gonna show you today how to incorporate the Traeger into hot cocoa bombs hanging out in our kitchen. We've got a little bit of fridge time today, but I am super excited because we're working in some major barbecue coolness. We've got our Grillmark basting set that's coming into play today, not just for barbecue sauce, that's right, it's for melting chocolate and rocking some amazing hot cocoa bombs. We're excited that you're here with us. Let's get cooking. Okay, let's talk a little bit about ingredients today. We're starting off with the Grillmark basting pot. So now I'm bridging the gap, right? I'm taking the barbecue world into the cocoa bomb world. So that basting set's great because it's gonna give us that vessel to melt chocolate. We've got that great silicone brush to baste our silicone molds. I went with half round molds or half dome molds. We're gonna paint the insides of each, pop them in the fridge, pop them out, fill them up with some beautiful stuff. Milk chocolate, we're gonna use that for one half of the dome. White chocolate, we're gonna use for the other half of the dome. Now, we're gonna fill them with some pretty bougie, some fancy, some chef touch ingredients today. We're using the I Love Marshmallow Cocoa Mix because marshmallows. Then we're gonna add a piece of world's finest caramel chocolate into a couple of these, and then we're gonna add a piece of our earth salt caramel in there as well. The mug, that's gonna hold this beautiful creation right there, those Yetis. So you can pick the super cool tall mug, or you can pick the super cool little mug, but I'll tell you what, the beauty, I'm taking this show on the road. So let's head out, let's get that Traeger fired up first, get everything set and ready to go, and then it's time to make cocoa bombs. All right, we've got the grill all clean. The Traeger is dialed in. We've loaded it with reserve blend pellets. Now we're gonna set that temperature for 225 today. That's gonna be that perfect temp, get that chocolate melted, and then we won't have to worry about scorching it. Now, if you notice too, I've got my grill grate in the highest position. So we are ready to melt some chocolate. All right, we are rolling smoke, so I'm at 225 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and set those in there. Now, the cool thing about that chocolate is 225 is gonna be just a nice, easy, mellow temperature. It's really gonna melt this chocolate nice and slow. We're gonna close the lid, let these go for about 7 minutes, then we'll come back, check on them, and probably give them a good stir and see where we're at. There you have it, 7 minutes in, and I guess what I'm doing, I'm just looking for this to start to melt. So you see how it's about 50% melted? I want this to be about 75%, and then that residual heat should melt everything up quite nicely. All right, so your chef's tip of the morning, refrigerate your mold for just a little bit, right? Because that's gonna come in handy. It's gonna help when it comes time to paint this, help that chocolate congeal and harden just a little bit faster. You can see that's already doing that. Now, I'm gonna go a little bit thicker on this, right? Because I don't want those hot cocoa spheres to break. So just kind of give it a visual inspection. What you want to do, you guys, is make sure, see when it starts to turn dull, you can see right in there, that guy's a little bit dull. Maybe we'll paint it again. But once that chocolate starts to dull, we will be ready for coat number 2. We're gonna do the same thing here. This is our milk chocolate. And again, we're just painting carefully the inside of our spheres. We're gonna let these guys harden up a bit too. Yeah, like I said, we're going in the fridge. We want these to be nice and chilled, right? Because we want to be able to have them not break when it comes time to release them from the molds. So I'm gonna do my final coat. We let these guys sit about 10 minutes after that first coat. Then we did our second coat, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and now we're doing our third coat. Again, like I said, just want these guys thick enough so that they don't break. It's unmolding time. You can see we already got one of these out. I just want to show you this real quick because this takes a little bit of time and effort, and you definitely want to make sure that we go slow because the last thing we want to do is break those amazing spheres of chocolate that we spent all that time doing. So what I will do is carefully push up from the bottom and just get that loosened, right? And all we're trying to do is get that sphere to basically pop right out of the silicone mold. Now that we've got them unmolded, we're gonna go ahead and get that hot cocoa mix in. That's the last part. And this is basically 1 package of hot cocoa, or what's going to do 8 ounces of milk. Now, check it out. A little world's finest chocolate on there just because. Now I'm gonna take this guy, and I'll bring this over here just so I can show you, but take a little bit of chocolate, and I'm gonna go along the top of this because I need some glue, right? I want to help this guy seal. So we're going to add just a little bit of chocolate around the edge, get that all set and ready to go. Now we'll turn it upside down And we'll just push it a little bit, right? Want it to make sure it's on there. And I'll take a little bit of chocolate on my finger and rub it around the sides. Make sure we get everything sealed because we don't want anything to leak yet. I'm gonna paint a little bit more on here, right? And get that all set and ready to go, just like that. But then I've got these cool little sprinkles. So now I'm gonna seal the gap and make it look beautiful by covering it up with these guys. Now, that looks like it was meant to be. Then I'll put a couple on the top just because, and life is pretty good. It's the moment you've been waiting for. Let's go ahead and carefully, we're gonna lower that hot cocoa bomb down into our cup, like so. We have our milk. We brought our milk to a boil. Now, a couple cool things. You can do it on the stove or you can do it in your Traeger, but let's go ahead and get that poured in there. Oh, it's melting, it's melting, it's melting. Look at that. That is totally amazing, right? And the cool thing, I've got a 14-ounce Yeti, 8 ounces of water. I got my hot cocoa bomb. Give it a stir. Oh, look at that. Marshmallows, white chocolate, hot chocolate, and more. This is so cool. Yeah, how do you get amazing recipes like this and more? I'll tell you what, make sure your post notifications are on and subscribe to the Ace Hardware YouTube channel because this right here, look at. That cocoa bomb is absolutely crazy. Now, you saw us pour the milk on there, nice and hot. It melted that chocolate. It even melted the world's finest caramel chocolate that was inside. Super cool, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. This is a great recipe. For more recipes like this and some other fun dessert items you can do on your grills, be sure to click the videos at the end of today's video to grab some cool content from your friends at Ace. I will see you soon. Actually not, because I'm going to drink this hot cocoa and then I'm probably going to take a nap. Cheers. Seriously, the mini marshmallows. Yeah, this is so fantastic.